Hey, so you may be asking yourself, what is IRMAA and exactly how does that affect my Medicare Part B premium? If you'll stay around just for a second, I'm going to explain exactly how IRMAA works, and I'm also going to provide you a free download and that you can actually just access to be able to print out and then follow along when it comes to your income. Stick around, I'll be back in just a second. Hey, so you may have been made aware, or maybe you're brand new to what IRMAA is. IRMAA is actually what is viewed from Medicare to determine what your Medicare Part B premium is. So the standardized Medicare Part B premium this year, it's year 2024 right now, is $174.70. But based on your income earnings of 2 years ago, IRMAA basically is going to determine exactly what is your Part B premium going to be based on the incomes of like $103. If you're single, if you're a couple of $206,000 or less, you're going to have the regular standardized Medicare Part B premium. Then if you're just choosing a standardized Medicare prescription drug plan, those premiums can vary based on the plan that you choose. So whatever the plan is, it's going to have a premium. That's not going to be adjusted because there's not enough earned income to be able to adjust it. Now, if your earned income steps up and it's going to be $103 to $129,000 as a single person, or $206 to $258 or less as a single or as a married couple, your income is going to make the Part B premium jump up to this $244.60. So you're going to have an adjustment up. And also, if you're just choosing a prescription drug plan, so if you're choosing a Medicare supplement with a drug plan, and the drug plan premium is $10, you're going to add to that $10, $12.90. That's the IRMAA adjustment based on, again, 2 years ago. So if we continue to flow through this, you're going to see this chart is something that you can download and you can look at based on your income of 2 years ago. Is going to determine that. You're going to go all the way down, and if your income is greater than $500, and as a couple greater than $750,000, well, guess what? You're going to pay the max $594 premium for your Part B premium. Now, if you're choosing a Medicare supplement and you're choosing a drug plan, and that drug plan again is just a standalone Part D plan, and it's a $10 premium, we'll go ahead and add $81, and it's going to be a $91 premium to that specific drug plan because of the IRMAA adjustments based on. So I wanted to be able to give you guys a real simple guide. Sometimes you can find this online, but it's much easier just to click below. Get a copy of your IRMAA scale here. This is for 2024. We update this on a yearly basis. So if you're in future years and you're looking for this is a great way to be able to just go on and look for the IRMAA for that year and exactly what the rates are. You can look it up that way online just using Google, but if not, download this. It's a free guide and it's an easy way to be able to look at what your actual Part B premium is going to be based on when it comes to your income, and it's going to go from 2 years prior. I'm going to explain that back here in just a second. All right, guys, so if you've downloaded your IRMAA, kind of the scale, what your Part B premium is going to be, I also want to remind you that if you have had a life-changing event, let's say you sold a farm 2 years ago and the value of that farm was $1.2 million and your income is only $70,000. Well, the income would allow you to be able to qualify for standardized Part B premium, which would be in 2024 $174.70. But 2 years ago you sold this farm and it's over $1 million in assessed value, and guess what? Your gross income all of a sudden is above the allocation for IRMAA, and your Part B premium is going to be adjusted based on that. There's actually a form below that if you click on that form, it's going to allow you to be able to fill that form out and fill out some information and let them know that you have a life event that occurred. And a lot of times this can happen if you're selling real estate, if you're transitioning out of retirement like 401k and you're going to cash out some form of investment, any form of investment, or maybe you have rental income or rental properties and you're selling some of that and you're transitioning into a retirement phase, and all of a sudden you have this gross amount of income that comes in based on 2 years ago. You can actually fill some paperwork out, submit that. Now, what I suggest to my clients is you want to be able to track that because the government sometimes it goes into this abyss. So if I send in documentation, we always tell our clients, call 7 to 10 days later to make sure they've gotten the forms, they're filled out correctly. And if they pull them up and they say, hey, we haven't keyed them in, a great way to get that done immediately is say, can you take a few minutes just to go ahead and key that in for me, because I'm getting taxed, or I'm getting an increase on my Medicare Part B premium that I shouldn't be paying because I had a lifetime event occur 2 years ago by selling property or whatever the situation is. And my Part B premium is escalated, and if it's at the highest amount, it can, it's more than double what your regular Part B premium would be. That can be a huge discount off of what you're drawing for Social Security or drawing for retirement. It can decrease your cash flow coming into your household. And you would want to ask them to help you through the steps to make sure that's keyed in properly and done. And then I always say keep a manila folder with all the documentation. Keep a notepad there also, who you talked to, what date, what time, and what you talked about, to be able to follow up again in about 2 more weeks just to make sure it was put into processing. And then ask them for a timeline. And then when they tell you the date and time of when this should be communicated back to you in written form, they'll send you something in the mail letting you know that if you qualify for that lifetime event. Make a note of that again, because we're dealing with people sometimes that just has a job and they're just clicking keys and they don't really have a lot of invested into your situation. Your problem is your problem, and taking ownership of that will allow it to get processed correctly. If you have trouble with the forms and you don't know what to do, always reach out to our office. We can always provide you some guidance. Not that we're the government and not that we determine if you're going to qualify or not qualify, but we can provide you some guidance towards filling the forms out. And I can also give you a checklist provided below as well, just making sure that you're walking through the proper channels and steps to ensure that you get this discounted or this inflated IRMAA removed in your situation, and then back down to the standardized or whatever level of income you were 2 years ago without that lifetime event. Guys, I hope this helps. Do grab the guide below that I went over earlier. That's a free copy to you. And if you have any additional questions, reach out to us anytime.